Hi everybody, this is Shaun from the Shaun Talks Movies podcast, and I am here today bringing you the my first ever instant reaction video. Basically, I'm going to be reviewing a movie I just came out of the theater from seeing, kind of give you a brief rundown of what I thought. Got a bit of a doozy for you. I went and saw the new film, The Neon Demon, which is the new movie from Nicolas Winding Refn. If you don't know that name, he is the director behind, probably you know him best for the movie Drive with Ryan Gosling and Albert Brooks. He also did a movie called, I think, Valhalla Rising before that, and most recently I think he did Only God Forgives, which I have not seen. The only one of those that I've seen is actually Drive, which I thought was the best film of 2011. So, The Neon Demon comes out, and I'm moderately excited. The trailer looks a little interesting. I'm going in with kind of a weird idea of what the movie's supposed to be. I've heard mixed reactions from some other people, and the critical consensus is mixed. Audience scores generally favorable going into the movie, but I get in there and only maybe 10 people, if that, inside the theater. Let me kind of give you an idea what this movie's about. Again, directed by Nicolas Winding Refn. It's starring Elle Fanning and Jenna Malone mostly. You also have Christina Hendricks and Keanu Reeves show up for a little bit. A couple other people you might recognize, but mostly it's Elle Fanning and Jenna Malone. And the story essentially revolves around Elle Fanning's character Jessie, who has just come from, I believe, Georgia, moved out to LA to pursue a career in modeling. She wants to become a model, and she, I guess, has the looks for it. Everybody seems to think that she is the next big it girl, and she's essentially taking the LA area by storm in terms of, modeling prospects and things like that. I mean, much to the chagrin of everybody else around her. There's some former quote-unquote it girls that are not happy with the fact that she's kind of stepping into the spotlight right off the bat. This little down-home country girl just kind of jumping right into the fray. And the movie kind of takes a step from there and delves into her, entering the world of modeling and becoming this big kind of shining sensation, and how that really works with her psyche and ultimately affects how she treats other people. Now, this movie is interesting. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's being hyped as kind of a dramatic horror movie, but this is an art house horror film, if I've ever seen one. It's honestly, the horror of the film doesn't really come until the last half hour. This is a slow 2-hour movie. This is a movie that drags on for quite a bit, and it does take a little bit of investment to really get into. There are a few moments here and there where you can definitely get a sense for Refn's attention to the extreme. He likes to go for a very out there experience, kind of I don't want to say psychedelic because it's not quite that far, but it does get rather interesting as you go along. And this is definitely an artsy film. It's not for everybody. This is not going to be a movie that everyone needs to see. But if you're into kind of the art house horror type bit, you might benefit from seeing it. Now, this is definitely a love it or hate it movie. This is not one that everyone's going to love. I, strangely enough, am kind of on the fence because it does take a few weird twists and turns here and there. The few things that do kind of work throughout the course of the movie, Elle Fanning is very good, Jenna Malone is very good. Ultimately, the performances all the way around are good. Nobody's really fantastic. Keanu Reeves is kind of a skeevy character, and he does his classic overacting. That's what he's very good at. Ultimately, it's a movie that, again, I don't think everybody needs to see. There was an older couple sitting a couple seats away from me that left about 10 minutes into the movie once they realized that they were probably not the ones this movie was made for. So again, be very cautious going into The Neon Demon. If you're into cinematography, I'm going to throw a little shout out to Keith Jenks there, but if you're into cinematography, this is a movie that you are probably going to want to see. It's very well shot, one of the better shot movies I've seen so far this year. But aside from that, and maybe the score, which is a fantastic amalgamation of, it starts out kind of a mix between almost 50 schlocky B movies but it kind of blends that with the 80s slasher synthesizer type thing. I haven't heard a score like this since last year's It Follows, so if you guys have seen that film, it would be similar to that. It progresses a little bit further along those lines as the movie continues onward. The score is one of the best parts of the movie, I should say that. It really emphasizes kind of the LA atmosphere. There's a lot of times where the music almost sounds sparkly, and I kind of took that as a kind of a throw to the supposed glitz and glamour of Hollywood, I guess. Ultimately, this is a movie that I think is meant to make you think a little bit. It's trying to say something about the essence of beauty and what beauty really is in our society. You know, is it skin deep, or does it go deeper than that? And what will people do to be considered the most beautiful people there? Again, this is a love it or hate it movie. I think Nicolas Winding Refn made this movie with the idea that if people don't like it, he can very much say, well, you just don't understand it. You know, I clearly have this vision that you're not intelligent enough to get. It's one of those movies that I don't think everyone needs to see, as I've said a few times now. This could end up being the best movie of the year or the worst movie of the year, and I'm kind of towing the line between the two right now. It's very, very hard to access. There are a few moments in those last 20 to 30 minutes where it does kind of delve into the horror aspect of everything going on. There are a few moments that do get a little bit gory, so if you're a little bit sensitive to that, be very, very careful. Also, if you're not into the idea of necrophilia, be ready for that, because they have a little fun with that particular moment. It's interesting. Again, this is a movie not for everyone, so beware the neon demon. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the neon demon is. I don't know. This is a movie that's going to sit with me for a little bit. There are some images in here that are going to stick with me for a while, and I'm a little bit concerned about that. Again, be wary, the neon demon. Again, that's just kind of my instant reaction. I'm going to try and actually start doing written reviews as well. So I would like to, probably in a day or so, I'm going to get to that with this particular movie, because I need to process this one a little bit longer, I think. But hopefully by then I'll have a better idea of, do I like this movie? Do I not like this movie? Again, decent acting, great score, beautiful cinematography, but aside from that, in terms of the actual substance, it's either there and it's brilliant, or it's not there at all and it's faking its way through a 2-hour runtime that is very, very slow. Limited release right now, The Neon Demon. Check it out if you like. If you guys like this video, let me know. It's something I do want to try. I've been meaning to try and start doing. So let me know if you guys are into this. I would ideally like to just do them, with kind of the things that I see in theaters and go from there. But if you guys enjoyed it, let me know. Also, be sure to follow the Shaun Talks Movies podcast over on Facebook and Instagram, where it's at Shaun Talks Movies. On Twitter, which is at Shaun Talk Movies, because of limits with the Twitter handle character limit and stuff like that. Also, make sure you check us out over on iTunes. Subscribe and rate us there. Give us good ratings, bad ratings, I don't care. The more ratings I get, the higher it bumps it all up. Also, if you're an Android user, you can listen to us on Podcast Addict. That's a free app that you guys can listen there as well. So, once again, Neon Demon 50/50. If you guys are into art house horror, definitely watch it. Everybody else, I can't necessarily recommend this movie. So, I hope you guys like this instant reaction to the Neon Demon. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm just slowly circling my area looking for a place to park. So hopefully your day is going better than mine right now. Have a good day, everybody! This show has been brought to you by Anchor Jacket Productions, produced by Sean Lewis. For more Anchor Jacket media, visit anchorjacket.com.